Good afternoon, and very warm welcome to Pinhole Quilting. We're live here on Facebook in near Pershore in Worcestershire, and we welcome everybody who comes onto our Facebook page or watches it onwards on YouTube. And if you're interested in long arm quilting, this is the place to be. Not just for our existing customers, but we hope that these Facebook sessions are also very of use to people who might be considering a long arm. And at the moment, we've got some fantastic special offers. So it's definitely worth having a look and listening to some of the things that we've got planned for the next month, because we've got not just got special offers, but we've also got some classes coming up, or you can arrange to come and visit our showroom. So here at Pinhole Quilting, we've got the long arm machines. We also do domestic sewing machines by Juki, Janome and Faf. And Pete is behind the camera. We've also got Mark here, who's our operations manager. And on other days of the week, we've got Michelle, Katie and Pauline, as well as some engineers around the country. So it's one of those businesses that I couldn't quite believe it. I was chatting with one of our Handi Quilter ambassadors over in South Africa, and she couldn't believe it was 3 years since she'd visited. And I couldn't believe it was 8 years since we started, 8.5 years since we started Pinhole Quilting. And I said, it feels like 7 years. And she said, it feels like only 2 years since I visited you in the UK. And I said, well, that lost year is probably with the lost socks and the Tupperware lids that you can't find as well. So wherever it is, I don't think we'll ever get it back, but 8.5 years we've been doing Pinhole Quilting. And it's great to have met so many people from around UK and in Ireland as well, and for a few of the customers that we've still got in Europe. So Pete, what are we going to do on Facebook Live today? I think we've run through it all, but do you want to just say hi? And so anything
yes, hello from me. Yes, we're going to talk about classes, a lot to do with classes, because we've got this wonderful training facility here, as well as the classroom, of course, that we have at Festival of Quilts. So Liz is going to go into a lot of detail about those classes that we lay on for our customers and for potential customers too. We had a great event last Friday here with Stuart Hillard on a Try Before You Buy day. So Liz is going to talk a lot about that. She may talk a bit more about Festival of Quilts, and then I am going to tell you more about these show offers, special offers that we have that run until the end of June only.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, time limited, end of June. We have got some really amazing offers, and I'm not just saying that, they genuinely are. And we look back and reflect on the prices and what you get in terms of the length of the long arm and the functionality of things like the Pro Stitcher computerized system, and these are really the best offers we've ever had. So I'm going to talk about the classes first of all though. So sometimes people, when they think about whether they're going to have a long arm or not, they don't know whether they're going to love it. And it's quite a difficult thing to know until you've actually got one. So one of those things that we decided to do in advance of Festival of Quilts is to do a Quilt Your Own Quilt series of days. Now we have still got space on the 25th and 26th of June. So if you're thinking about a long arm, this is great timing because the offers are on until the 30th of June. I know we've got some customers coming that have recently had long arms. I think that's a really good way for them to come up and learn about the process of quilting from the back. But it's for anybody, you know, maybe you've got a quilt that you would like to try and do, finish off, that's sitting there as a UFO, an unfinished object. And we all have a few of those. I've got a few myself. I found some in my mum's stash, which need finishing off, and we're going to practice doing our long arm quilting on those. But it's for sit down, the stationary, what we call the stationary machines, which is where the machine doesn't move and you move the quilt. Or for the movable machines where we're moving the machine over the surface of the quilt. We've got 3 8-foot frames, we've got a couple of smaller ones, and we can quilt up to about 72 inches or so. I wouldn't suggest doing a massive quilt, like 72 inches is a decent sized quilt, but you're going to be standing up and quilting this from the back. So, you know, bear in mind that that is going to be something that's going to take concentration, and you're going to need to pick up those skills, and this is not for a quilt that you've been piecing for the last 20 years. and has, you know, valuable fabric in it that you wouldn't want to mess up. This is for a quilt that you really want to maybe gift to somebody, but it's maybe a panel or something where, you know, it's something that's not a huge emotional value that you think, I really wish I hadn't done it as my first long arm quilt. It's something we also recommend when people get their new long arm, that they test out their quilting, maybe with a you know, pre-printed panel or something where they've been gifted it by somebody and it's for charity. But it is a really valuable exercise to come and quilt your own quilt. If you're considering a long arm, this is a really good way to know if it's going to work or not. And so check out our website. I'll put it on Facebook again. So quilt your own quilt in a day, 25th of June, 26th of June, full day, lots of hand holding. We've got lots of people here that can help you, and there'll be others that are in the same position. So it's kind of like a shared learning experience. It includes lunch as well. Our lovely lunches from Persian Deli. So there's that. Coming up in October, after Festival of Quilts, we've got some events. We've got an open day, another open day with lovely Stuart Hillard, who was here last week. That's later on in the year. But before that, in October, on the 7th of October, we've got a foundation training course. Now, as part and parcel of a purchase of a long arm from Pinhole Quilting, you get a foundation training course. And it's a great opportunity to come along to the showroom, meet some other people who are on the same learning journey as you, in the same part. There's a real sort of shared experience in these days where people go, yeah, I just got my long arm and I've just had it installed and I'm learning and I need help with this, that and the other. And it just gives you confidence. Most of the time, it gives people confidence that what they're doing is correct. That's a huge part of this. Plus, you'll learn more things. You'll learn more things that we weren't able perhaps to tell you on the installation, because we don't like to overload people. So it's an experience with Carolyn James, who's a Handi Quilter educator here. And she comes along from Suffolk, from So Suffolk Quilts. Check out Carolyn's website. And so she'll be teaching with us on the 7th of October. Carolyn and I will also be doing, the day after, we'll be doing Pro Stitcher for the terrified. So if you're terrified of Pro Stitcher, if you've got Pro Stitcher and you think, I'm really not sure that I've got this under my belt, I need help with moving on, I need help with repositioning, if I get a thread break, it happens, it's normal, it's okay. A Pro Stitcher for the terrified with Carolyn is going to be a fun day. Honestly, we all learn so much more when we're having fun at the same time. And Pro Stitcher needn't be terrifying. So come along on that. It's a particularly good timing if you've just got your machine. There's lots of people who've just got Pro Stitcher. So you've got your foundation on the 7th of October with the option of the 8th to follow on. If you're traveling a distance, why not tie the two things in together? You could come on the 8th and do Pro Stitcher for the terrified with Carolyn and I. We can definitely help you on your computerized quilting journey. So there we go. Those are some of the classes coming up. And look out for more of our Stuart Hillard days. So the one we had last week, Try Before You Buy. It was fantastic, wasn't it, Pete?
I think it's the best of those events we've ever had in terms of fun and engagement and just people being involved with the machines.
Absolutely. Stuart is always a delight to have here. We just love his stories, and he's a real raconteur. He brings the quilts down from his latest book, and we were looking at those and seeing how he uses Pro Stitcher to finish more quilts. So he gave a great demonstration showing how he sets up Baptist fan, edge to edge, really great. We've got a big screen TV so everybody could see how it was done. And, you know, it's a real learning experience. So thank you to everybody who came. We hope you really enjoyed the day, and we look forward to seeing you. Some of you, I know, will be at Festival of Quilts. And for some of you who've decided to go ahead with the long arm, we look forward to seeing you shortly for your installations and stuff, for those of you who've decided to go with those. We've got Festival of Quilts coming up rapidly. Pete, is it rapidly approaching?
It always feels rapidly approaching at this time of year because there's so much to be done.
There is.
We have 3 stands this year.
Yep. So the 3 stands are our main stand with our long arms on it, which is our Handi Quilter stand. It will have the Moxie XL, a couple of Moxie XLs, one with computerization. We'll have Amara, a couple of Amaras. There'll be an Amara 24, an Infinity. So there's lots to come and have a look at. There'll be the sit-down, the stationary machines as well, the Amara ST and the Moxie ST as well. So that will be our long arm demonstration stand. We'll have lots of members of staff. So whether you're a potential user or an existing user, if you've got any questions, you can come up and ask any questions that you like. Nothing hard, nothing too difficult. We're not so good on general knowledge, but on long arms we're pretty good. So you can definitely ask us some questions on those. Just across the way from there, as you come between the two halls, you'll see we've got an accessory stand. So we're talking thread, the full line stencils, other stencils. We've got the rulers from Angela Waters, Beth Ann Namesh and Handi Quilter. We might even have a few others by then. Yeah, so we've got some new products that you'll want to come and see. And I know that Katie is all lined up to do demos non-stop on the full line stencils, which are so popular. So come along, we'll have some various accessories as well. So come along and have a look at those. The third stand is our classroom. So we've got two wonderful Handi Quilter national educators coming over. OK Quilting, Kay Collins and Leslie Main are both coming over, and they'll be spending the entire time of Festival of Quilts teaching and helping people and doing demonstrations on the stand as well. So the things that we've got that they're doing, we've just, at the morning sessions, we've got applique on the long arm and Quilt as you go. Those are sold out except for the Sunday with Kay on applique on the long arm. Applique on the long arm is so much fun. I've got an example here, some applique. This is ones I did with Telene actually, but I need to find there's another sample I need to get. But this is an example of some applique that I did on the long arm. And, Kay will teach you more. She knows so much about long arm quilting, and she's a lot of fun as well. So, it's well worth signing up for that. Now, those classes are really designed for our existing customers. If you've not been able to get to our showroom, but you want to do a class with us, then please do sign up. Sunday morning, what more could you want of a Sunday morning than having fun class at Festival of Quilts on our long arm machines with Kay? All right. Then every day between 11:30 and 1 and 1:30 till 3, we've got our introduction to long arm quilting. These are really nice, fairly short sessions, 1.5 hours, but plenty of time to really get to understand the components of long arm quilting. Free motion quilting from the front, pantographs from the back, bit of ruler work, understanding how to load a quilt. We'll talk you through some of those things. And those are with Carolyn, and Leslie and Kay are also doing sessions on those. So these are fun sessions. And in the afternoons, every day for our existing customers, we've got our clinics, long arm clinics, 3/4 of an hour with either Kay, Leslie or Linda on each of those 3 days, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. There's nothing on the Sunday, only because we're breaking everything down, because we have to get out of Dodge on Sunday evening by about 8 o'clock, which is crazy because it takes us nearly 2 days to build it all up. And then we have to have it all broken down in 3 hours. It's like you're being filmed for, I don't know, some crazy program. Isn't it, Pete? It's mad.
It is.
Slightly mad.
But fun.
Yes.
Hard work, but fun.
It is fun, I would agree with you. But it's quite mad at the end of 4 days of pretty full on. But they're always like that. Shows are just like that. They're like that in the States as well. So we've got lots to tempt you there. Have a look at our Festival of Quilts workshops. They're listed on our handiquilter.co.uk website.
Right, shall we say hello to a few people,
We
Liz?
should do. Hello, people.
First to say hello to is Isabel up in Troon.
Oh, nice. I've been emailing with Isabel today.
Yeah, thank you for your lovely review on Trustpilot this week, Isabel. It's really appreciated.
Thank you so much.
We've got Jill in Cumbria
Yeah.
with her Amara.
Yes. Hey, Jill.
Greta, hi Greta.
Greta.
Greta's got two machines.
She's got 2 machines. We love Greta. Greta is so much fun. Greta, you're going to have to come to Telene's classes. You're going to love them. I hope you're not away. That would be, hopefully she can let us know if she's around. 27th to the 30th of October.
You're going to talk more about that in a moment,
am.
I think. So Julia Ewart. Oh, it sounds like Julia's had surgery. So Briar the dog is in charge apparently at the moment.
Yeah, well, Briar, to be honest, from the photos we've seen of Briar's domestic stitching and piecing and her long arm quilting, does a pretty good job. So you should be fine, Julia. Yeah, Briar's beautiful, golden retriever, absolutely gorgeous.
Elizabeth Dunkley with her Amara.
Elizabeth, who's also got the cutest dog in the world, honestly.
Oh, really?
Cocker, yeah, beautiful. Little spaniel.
Very good. And Glenys down in Kent.
Yes. Glenys, and actually, whenever I think of Glenys, Pete, I have to say I think of cycling.
You think of cycling, yes.
Cyclists. Yeah. And we hadn't really got into cycling when we went down.
Not particularly, no.
I've learned a lot more since then, Glenys. I've been out for the last 3 days, 26 miles a day after work. There you go.
We've got Joan Arnold up in Lancashire, I think it is.
Yeah, hi Joan.
Joan says, I love my long arm.
Yes. This is what we love to hear. Thank you, Joan. Thank you very much.
And we've got, just bear with me, I lost my track on Facebook then just for a moment.
Okay.
Carol Watson.
Carol, who we will be seeing at Festival of Quilts.
Yeah, and whose quilt we still have up on the wall here, her wonderful whole cloth
to a very prominent position.
Quilt here, look. It's fantastic.
Much admired.
Based on Telene's design, I believe.
Correct. Mystery whole cloth.
I'll give you another little look at that.
aka Lady Jane Quilting from South Africa, Handi Quilter Ambassador, designed that quilt, and Carol stitched it out. I think it was on the Moxie. I think it was pre-Moxie XL. Very good job. I do say, Carol, that the first time I met Carol was on a class, and there's a couple of stories here. That first of all, I was dealing with a frame and we were just about to start going. I can't think what we were doing, but I think we were doing the foundation workshop, and then I noticed that Carol had completely repinned her quilt top so that it was really definitely square. I thought, this is someone with an attention to detail, because obviously our loading of the quilt was not quite as good as it needed to be. Good job, Carol. And the next thing was when we were out for dinner. It was on one of the classes that we were having, where we were having dinner down at the local, this lovely golf club down at the Lenches. And Carol was showing me some pictures she'd done. I think it was either Lisa Kaye or Beth Andermash. I think it might have been Lisa. And she showed me some pictures. She'd done free motion quilting, but on a domestic machine. And it absolutely blew me away. And I thought, Carol is going to be one to watch. And she's helped us for the past 2-3 Festival of Quilts. So if you see Carol on our stand, it's Carol Watson. She's done this fantastic quilt, and she'll be helping us at Festival of Quilts again, which is wonderful. We appreciate it. Everything you do for us, Carol. It really is brilliant. Okay. So
I'm going to finish off with a few more people. Yeah. Helen Horden. So this is Helen and Jeff. So Helen, of course, Helen seems to have a new surname.
You do. That's very exciting. Mind you, all of the paperwork to do the very exciting bit isn't so exciting.
Get all those married name changes done, Helen. That'll take a while. She's got her quilt ready to send off, which is great.
Wonderful. Yes, because this week was the deadline for sending in your Festival of Quilts Festival entries, your quilt entries.
Yes.
So well done to everybody who's entered. I've heard quite a lot of people say that they've entered. That's really, really brilliant. And we look forward to seeing them. You'll have to share them on our Facebook page in due course.
Yes. Jill Vose asks whether we're doing any more Feathers and Fills workshops.
We will do.
Nothing planned for this year, though, is there?
No, but we've got Telene coming. Mm-hmm. So Feathers and Fills, Jill, check out some of the classes. I'm going to talk about them in a moment. And they would be fine for you. They are designed... Some of them are designed for people who are relatively new, so you cannot do better than learn from Telene, really.
And hello from Somerset, from Emma Davis. Hi, Emma.
Hello, Emma.
Hello from Alenda Morris.
Oh, Alenda. Now there's somebody who's moved her way through the Handi Quilter range, starting with a sit-down, moving to an Avanti, and now as an Amara. The lovely Alenda. What a dar. So
Glenys says, that's brilliant about your cycling, Liz. She's just had her bike service really is cycling weather. It really is.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Jackie.
And Pete and I have found a fantastic route that doesn't involve too many cars, which is really good.
Really good. So a wonderful Handi Quilter educator, Annette, who was with us at Festival of Quilts last year. Annette, we've had to invite somebody else this year, Annette. We can't invite everybody, but we loved having you at Festival last year.
We really loved it. You were fantastic. Pocket rocket.
So I'm going to go through everyone today.
We're very similar height.
Yes. So Brenda Rose says, greetings from a very hot France.
Oh, wonderful.
I think it is particularly hot in Southern Europe at the moment, France and Southern Europe.
Oh, it was nice to catch up with Brenda.
Hello to Mel Middleton. Mel, thank you for your lovely card which arrived today.
Actually, this will save us a job because we were going to say thank you. Thank you. Absolutely beautiful card. So for them.
So we really appreciate that. So
yes,
Mel came on a course with us last week, and she sent a card just in appreciation of all our staff get that feedback. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
There's Jackie Goffin saying, what a wonderful quilt that is.
Yes.
And there's somebody here, I'm going to let you guess who this is, saying, good day, you two.
G'day. G'day, Michelle. Michelle. G'day, Michelle. I don't know what happened there. But, brilliant. Michelle, I was talking about you the other day with Stuart. I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to introduce you.
Very good. Right, and last but not least, I've been leaving you to the end so that you're a lead-in here.
Oh, yeah?
It's hello to the wonderful Telene, who's online and who says that Carol's work is outstanding. It really is.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
So, hello Telene, and
yes,
Liz is now going to talk about you some more.
Absolutely brilliant. Good timing. Good afternoon to you, Telene. So, we've been discussing, haven't we, first of all, the passing of 3 years since you last came. So it's about time you came back. So, yes, everybody who is interested in continuing their education and learning on the long arms, it's a really big part. All about people learning the whole process, step by step. Day 2 of the 2-day mini whole cloth on Tuesday the 28th of October, you'll be stitching out your whole cloth. So it's a full day of stitching, and we'll be having sort of intermissions of things and one-on-one, plenty of time for you to really learn some of the principles of the whole cloth. Things like how to knock back the fabric like Carol's done there. So if that's something that you are interested in doing, we basically are going to be giving you a date on our email newsletters and putting it on Facebook and on our website of when we're going to release the bookings for that. So I'm going to let you know that probably in the next week. It's something that I want to work with Katie, who does a lot of our social media and our newsletters. So she and I will be discussing the best date that we can make sure that as many people as possible have the opportunity of booking that online. Because we want to make sure that enough people know about it in advance so that when booking goes live, everybody's got a chance to get it. So, mini whole cloth, we'll do that. We've got a really good way of teaching here, and there's plenty of opportunity. With the free motion machines, we've got 9 movable machines, and on that day, we'll have at least 2 available for other people to do on stationery. Wednesday, the 29th of October, in the morning, we're going to do a feathers class. Now, this is primarily intermediate to advanced, so it's not really the beginner feathers. But to be honest, if you've been doing free motion, say you've done the previous 2 days of mini whole cloth, it will be something, basically a piece that you will have, that you will bind. So quilt as you go, using the frame with the backing, with wadding, and then placing your pieces so that you quilt as you go. Lots of fun with this. Great way to use up scraps. So it's a really useful technique, and you get a project that you've completed at the end of the day. Thursday, the 30th of October, in the morning, how do I quilt it? This is the thing. Quilt as desired. You think you finished your quilt. No, you so haven't. You've just pieced it. Now you've got to quilt it. Well, how do you quilt it? There are so many decisions, and when you talk to people who are award-winning quilters, as I've had the privilege of doing so, what you realize is there are so many decisions that go into making an award-winning quilt. And those micro decisions are the things that lead to it being award-winning. But when you're starting out, how do you know what to do in what places? The last time we did this with Telene, it was fabulous. So we've got preview paper, which is where you put the plastic sheet over the top of your quilt, and Telene will be drawing on it, and we'll be having input from other people and other ideas. We have all the quilts spread out, and each time we get the next one up, we go, right, what are we going to do here? Honestly, you'll learn so much. There are so many different ways of quilting quilts, and having those ideas done live in front of you, absolutely brilliant. I love the How Do I Quilt It sessions. That's the morning. In the afternoon, we're going to do ink tents through quilting. This year will be a stained glass design, which will be pre-quilted with chenille, black chenille for the lines. So this is one of Telene's designs, and you'll be colouring it in. It'll be a fun, relaxed afternoon. And if you're thinking about, I don't know about you, but if I could do all 4 days, I would definitely do all 4 days. And this last day is really lovely. There's no machine time. It's all about enjoying the quilting process. How do I quilt it? And playing with ink tents. So let's just show you a few things in terms of the other work that Telene did last time. So here is the kind of this is couching that we did last time, and the free motion that I did with Telene. There's some grid work on this.
Can I just interrupt briefly to say that I can see that some people are having intermittent signal issues. I think that's at our end. I'm getting a message every now and again to say that the signal is particularly slow for some reason. So apologies for that. It seems to be fairly intermittent. If you don't forget, you will be able to catch up on YouTube afterwards. We post every one of our Facebook Live sessions to YouTube, so you will be able to catch up. But apologies for the interruptions. Shall I just share that one?
Yep. So that's illustrating, we're not doing specifically a grids class, but Telene will be doing the free motion quilting, and this was inspired by her teaching. You'll see those swirls and things, as was this.
And you'll see the couching on this as well. All done on the long arm.
This is the applique that we did last time. So this is...
Yep, I showed that one earlier. That's that one.
That's that one. Great. Ooh, that's my time. So you'll find out the date for joining in on those workshops. We'll have, if you're interested in doing all 4, there'll be a special price for doing that. We'll have meals organised so that we get that lovely feeling of, being part of something bigger and getting to know people here at the showroom. So it's lovely. It's a lovely thing when we do these ambassador events. We really love them. And I know that people have really got a step change in their abilities on the machines after some of these classes, particularly if they do multi-days.
Yeah.
And you're very welcome to do single days as well.
And this is unique in the UK. We have this facility here with all these long arms permanently set up, and it enables us to do events like this. And we've also got access to all these brilliant educators from around the world who can come here and do classes with us. And Telene will be flying in from South Africa for that week.
That's right.
So we have...
Very lucky.
We are very lucky.
We are. Thank you, Telene. Thanks for coming over. Okay, I think I've said everything that I need to on this. Do you want to change places, Pete? Because you're going to talk about offers.
I've got a face for behind the camera, I think.
So I'm just going to be the one.
I didn't even put my Handi Quilter shirt on today. I've got my scruffy shirt on with. I think that there's a paint spatter down here. Look.
I didn't like to say.
Right, let's talk about offers.
Offers.
We genuinely have, as Liz mentioned earlier, the best long arm offers I think we've ever had. We have currently, but only until the end of June, discounts on every single machine. And we have particularly good offers on the stand-up machines with Pro Stitcher or Pro Stitcher Lite. So some of you who perhaps have been considering a long arm might have been also following the handiquilter.com or the Handi Quilter USA social media channels. You will have seen that Handi Quilter are increasing prices in the States from the 1st of July. Now, we haven't got price increases at the moment arranged for the UK, but what I can definitely say is that these offers end on the 30th of June this year. So you have the opportunity to save £2,000 on either the Moxie or the Moxie XL with Pro Stitcher Lite, or £3,000 on the Amara 20 with Pro Stitcher. So we're talking some serious savings here, and there are lots of other bits and pieces to go with this as well, in that we are doing the installations of Pro Stitcher Lite purchase with machines as well, which is normally a self-install. The Amara is coming with a free highlight system as well. So these really are good deals. And people who know us know that we don't oversell things, but what we want to be really clear in saying is that these aren't going to last.
Absolutely. The highlight is a really nice little accessory for the Amara. I'm just looking at one just behind us here, and it's just really nice to have that sort of flooding of light, particularly if you don't have such good light in the area that you're going to put your long arm in. Yeah, just to reiterate really what great deals there are. So if you are interested in any of these deals, a deposit would secure it, and then delivery can be later.
Yes, so that's a good point. We need a deposit by the end of June, and then we will reserve a machine for you. You do not have to have the space immediately available. So the terms are that installation or delivery is required by the end of September at the latest. So we don't ask for all the money up front, and we don't ask for you to take delivery immediately.
Exactly. Okay, fantastic.
There we go.
All right. I've got there's a cushion that you're resting as well. Just want to show you. This is an example of the ink tents that I did with Telene on. I think that isn't loose. No. With Telene on. Can you see that? I've got one hand. Can you just hold that? There we go. So this is ink tents, which is a watercolor pencil. And this is what we're going to spend half a day, not this exact design, but this is using different medium to create different effects. Wet and dry techniques. Some I've used aloe, some I used an acrylic medium, and some was, it's called Speedball. It's this one. It's actually, I think this was actually something that was a medium for screen printing. I got the wrong one, but it actually worked quite well. So this was a design that Telene did. I stitched it out on Pro Stitcher, and then we coloured it in. So a really nice class. It's so good to be able to see live how Telene does these. And I have to say, I absolutely loved doing this. This is therapy. It's just so relaxing to create your own designs and to find out how we can create these lovely panels like this. And you can make it into a cushion like I did. Here I did some free motion quilting on the back, and of course it's already stitched, so the front is done. Whoops, I'm sorry, squashing my microphone there. Okay, I think that's everything that we need to say. I'm so glad that we've got Annette on here, and Telene, and obviously people like Carol and all those other lovely customers we said hello to. But if you are just in the background watching what goes on here, just remember that this is it's a fantastic community of people, and there are going to be things that I've got things in plan, some ideas from Chicago when we went over and met some of the other Handi Quilter dealers that will help you connect with each other beyond the sort of Facebook Live and things like that. So look out for those, because when we've got a long arm, it's not something you take out of your room. Nobody knows you've got a long arm unless you tell them. And, it can be a little bit sort of like you're on your own with your long arm. So we want to kind of create more of that, joining with others, sharing ideas. And I think there are some things that I've got in plan in my head. And it's just a question of having the time to execute them, so that you can meet other people online as well as in real life, perhaps at Festival of Quilts. We'll have our Handi Quilter badges again at Festival of Quilts, so you can wear your I've got a Handi Quilter badge so that other people, you can see who are watching them, you know they're one of our customers, and it's a nice way to be able to meet new people that you've not met before. One other thing about Festival of Quilts, absolutely delighted for Jo Avery, who is a Moxie mentor. She's got a Moxie XL, and she does some beautiful quilts. She's very, very popular in terms of some of the stitch crafts she does as well. She does some beautiful, beautiful work, and she's just written a book and self-published it. And I think I just saw before we came on here to do Facebook Live that it's going to be available at Festival Quilts, obviously, but it's just ready. And she's amazingly talented. We just love Jo's work. Jo has got a studio space, not studio space, a gallery space at Festival of Quilts. It'll be, I think it's by the display of quilts, the award-winning quilts at the show, not far from there. So there's a gallery space, there's lots of new quilts you won't have seen of Jo's before, and she's doing a lecture on Friday morning about how she uses her long arm for long arm quilting, but it's also more than that, it's about her quilting journey. So it's a really interesting lecture, and if you haven't seen it, so we had her come here and she did something similar here, but there'll be more slides and there'll be more opportunity to see her do a live demonstration of long arm quilting with a Handi Quilter. So thanks to Jo for everything she does in helping us as well with sort of Handi Quilter and showing people what can be done. Her approach to a long arm quilting is very free, it's very organic, and it really gives people confidence that they can do this. It's within your remit, within your powers. It's very different to Telene's style, and I think it just gives the lie to the fact that we all have our muse, those people who inspire us, and it's a question of finding your muse. But the long arms give us the ability to be able to be creative and to make the most of our creativity, and they're wonderful tools, and you can have an awful lot of fun and meet some wonderful people in the process.
So, Telene says she's really excited to visit again. So don't miss this opportunity. Yep. Look out for when the bookings go live soon.
Yes. All right. We're going to stop now. We're going to stop recording, and we look forward to seeing you. Where will we be? I'm just thinking, where will we be next week?
Next week. What's the diary next week?
Completely at a loss as to, it's been such a busy week.
Next week, I'm trying to see. We've got a number of people visiting for demos next week, yes. But we will still be doing Facebook Live.
We will. So we'll be doing Facebook Live. So hop on here if you're around, and otherwise you'll be able to watch this on catch up. Okay. Have a wonderful weekend. The sunshine is out here in Worcestershire. The lanes are asking us to get on them and cycle along them. So whatever you're doing, whether it be quilting or piecing or just going for a walk in the countryside or the town, wherever you live, we hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to seeing you and catching up with you next week. Bye now, and happy quilting.